Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Centralist. I hope everyone out there is having a good day, good afternoon, good morning. Whether your candidates won, lost, or you're still waiting to blink, blink, blink to see what the blink is going on. So, I try to keep it at least family friendly. But, Michael, is this ever going to end? I mean, why does it take our elections a week to finish?
Because
What is
people
this?
are stagnant in their brain.
How can Florida, with 29 million people, 24 million people in it, do the election and have it done before midnight? Everybody knew who was
Because
winning.
they're efficient, man. I mean, it's
And
that's
but you know
efficiency.
what? Maybe it's because they were the hanging Chad state, weren't
Oh
they?
yeah,
So
they had to
yeah,
recover from that
so
lesson.
maybe they don't want to be the hanging Chad state again. But still, I mean, even Georgia, who was a troubled state with record turnout last election, and this one seemed to still have a fairly smooth count. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a runoff with Walker and Warnick, but still, it was a fairly smooth count.
You can
Arizona, which was a butthole the last two elections, still seems to be a butthole
you can
today.
call it the $100 million runoff because
Hey Jay.
the Democrats are going to be shoveling money in. Hey, what's
So
up, dude?
so well,
They're
yeah,
going to
I
be
mean,
shoveling money
well,
in for against Walker.
yeah, well, I would
So
think
I
they
mean,
would be,
it's
but the problem they're going to really have now in Georgia is the governor is a Republican, and if the governor comes out on Walker's side, more than likely he's going to win. I noticed the governor didn't really push much for Walker. Maybe he was too busy worried about Stacey Abrams, but now he's elected, he's done, and he may come out hard for Walker. So if he does, I think Walker's going to probably be the one that takes it. But my thing is it going to be the seat we need? Will it just
as
give us
long as Trump
50?
as long as Trump keeps
Nothing
his mouth
says.
shut.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
talk about that. Yeah,
he's off the wall.
it's
So
So, but
that's
is
the
is
hard
this going
part
to be?
right there.
But is this the real question? Is this going to be 50 or 51? So they're at 49 right now. So they're supposed to be getting at least one more senator. So that would be 50. So this would give them control. This could be the Walker Warnick race, could be the race that decides the Senate. Or maybe not. I mean, we have to go look at the maps to be sure. But right now, nobody knows. I mean, I hear Democrats, oh, they're feeling a little better, but they're not feeling great about it. They're just feeling a little better. The Republicans are got their asses so tight right now because they have, they're worried about the House still, which they shouldn't even be worried about. It should have been an easy win for them, and it wasn't. But yet, and this is confusing to me. So the Republicans flipped, I think they said 19 seats, but it's more than that. They took over the House in New York. They're now control of the House. Yeah, Herschel may be governor, but the Republicans run the House in New York, so there's not going to be any more of this just automatic bullshit. And that's and then places that the Democrats controlled, the Republicans took the House, but places that the Republicans controlled, the Democrats took the houses. It's just it's like some fucking nightmare out of some horror sci-fi movie somewhere, man. I mean, it's just none of it makes any sense. I don't understand. I hear everybody bitching for the whole last 2 years about the country. All my blue friends are nonstop bitching. All my red friends are nonstop bitching. You still voted along party lines. Still. Look, guys, I'm going to say this again for the umpteenth million time. It is your candidate is the one that's, kick them out. Currently, right now, there are maybe only a dozen on each side that are worthy of being in the politics. The rest of them need to be removed. And the fact that y'all are too stupid or too scared, I don't know which one it is. But I'm kind of tired of watching everybody say, "Oh, well, we're going to change it in this election." And I got to say this: record turnout last three elections. So we're trying, but we can't seem to get bipartisan. We just always have to vote according to color.
Well, you called it on Tuesday, Joe, and we saw it in every state. Most of the outlying counties went red. All the counties around the big cities went blue. Like in Pennsylvania, you got Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, and Erie, the four big cities, all blue. But
Yeah,
all the counties between are all red. So
yeah,
like
it's
90-95% of the state voted Republican, but because the larger populations in those blue areas, it doesn't matter how many people wanted Oz to win. Those people in those four or five cities voted in Fetterman, who's a
that's usually
complete
how it
buffoon.
is. That's usually how it goes down. But there are more Democrats than Republicans. But technically speaking, more Republicans vote. They vote in greater numbers. But in this case, they were expecting the red wave. I think that people were complacent and there was a lot of failures. No unity in the Republican Party. You don't see them getting together. You don't see anybody coming out for anybody really and campaigning with them and helping them. Democrats pulled
yeah, there
out
was, and
Obama. They pulled out Bill Clinton. They kept Hillary in the closet. You notice She's in the closet,
Well,
man.
yeah, they tried to keep Hillary in the
They
closet.
didn't
She was
want.
around
They
speaking.
didn't want her in the camera.
I've seen her on
because
television many times.
people can't
They were
stand it.
hoping she'd shut up.
And what
though.
was Obama's message? Oh, we got to get back to the center and enough of this, whatever. He's the one who caused it. That's like the dude who
He
shot
is the
you
one that caused it.
saying that guns are bad.
But you
what
know
I
what?
mean?
I don't blame it all on Obama because let's be honest. Obama was a 6-month senator. He had no experience, hadn't even really voted on anything yet, and he became president. Well, you should have known he was going to F things up because he didn't know what he's doing. Plus, he didn't know how to play the game with the other party yet. So he had to only rely on his party, and his party was just giving him shitty advice. Like when you heard Nancy Pelosi, just sign it, read it later. Well, that was the dumbest thing you did. That cost you the House and the Senate for 8 years.
That's what they do for all this stuff. They did that with the Patriot Act. Nobody read the Patriot Act.
I don't understand the
it.
Democrats. They'll get the
it.
presidency, and then instantly they lose the House, and then they lose the Senate, and then they keep losing it until somebody else takes over. Stop going after the ignorant stuff. And no, Jimmy, I'm not a Republican. I'm a centrist. I have voted just in this past election. I voted for 3 Republicans, 1 independent, 1 libertarian, and 2 Democrats. I vote my conscience. See, I don't vote the party. I vote my conscience.
If they take the House,
who I think is going to do the right thing.
Replace Pelosi. She'll be gone. And if they do...
Pelosi said she's running again.
Mitch McConnell. Well, she can if the Republicans take the House. It's not her business.
No, I mean, she's running again for the House, not for the be a runner of the House.
If the Republicans take the House, she's not. She's gone. They're going to appoint their own.
No, that's not what I mean. Next year she's up for re-election.
She may lose her position in the House, but she's still voting. She's still going to run for her position in her state.
Every 2 years you got to be re-elected to the House, so she's up
as a senator.
No, as a House rep. She's not a senator. Senators go every 6 years. The House goes every 2 years.
Well, she runs as a rep. That's her business, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what she is. She's a rep.
Poopy City, San Francisco, where people break in on her husband in her underwear with a hammer. I mean, that's the environment they created.
Before the election was close, she said she wasn't going to seek re-election. But when this election got really close, she said on television yesterday or day before yesterday, she was going to seek re-election. She's hoping that the Democrats pull it out their ass and keep the House, and then she can still be the Speaker of the House. But if it's some major way that the Democrats do manage to get the House, they're going to be investigation after investigation because I don't even think most Democrats are going to believe it.
Everybody's saying right now that the Republicans are slated to take the House, so whatever. We'll see. I mean, I don't believe in anything until.
I'm like you. Until I see it actually on paper somewhere, I don't believe it. But Christopher, okay. I like I said, I vote my conscience. So if I lived in San Francisco, I'd never vote for Nancy Pelosi. I'd be trying to organize things to get Nancy Pelosi out of office. I got to be honest with you. I would. I'd be protesting in front of her house all the time. The woman is evil. But by saying that, I mean there are a lot of people in politics that don't need to be there. And look at AOC. She won with a landslide. I mean, it wasn't even close. The girl just, I mean, it's like 80% or something, 70%. I mean, it was a landslide.
She's an establishment there, So, I mean, she's not going anywhere until she croaks. That's pretty much it.
Well, then you get somebody in there that can change things or somebody that gets famous for other reasons. And then
it'll just be more of the same, somebody in a Democratic seat. It's just the balance of power.
I don't know now. I've been noticing New York. Okay. So under Trump, New York voted 46% Democrat. I mean, Republican. 45%, I'm sorry. Under the last guy, they voted 47.5% Republican. And this time they took the House, they took the House seats away from the Democrats, and they've garnered power in this great state of New York. So now when it comes down to electoral votes, things could be different there. It's a little different state now. A lot of people have moved out. A lot of Democrats have moved out. So it's a different place. It's got a different feel to it.
took Staten Island.
I know. So
it's New Jersey. It's about 36% Italian, Staten Island. So I mean, you got a lot of Democrats.
Actually, they said if what's his name would have had a little bit more money, he would have probably won this election. Mainly because the candidate was
I don't know. He didn't really give off the feeling of confidence. He seemed very green stick, and I think that a lot of New Yorkers are very street smart and wise to that stuff. He's not the kind of guy you want to deal with. Hochul was in there. I mean, she's not doing a great job, but it's the Democrat. They have more power, So you really had to convince Manhattan to vote for Zeldin, and that wasn't going to happen. I mean, it's happened before. It's happened, but with better candidates, like even a Pataki, who is older. He has executive experience, and you want someone that can. I mean, it's New York. It's not Ohio. You know what I mean? It's not Arkansas even. It's New York. When you talk about a huge state like that, New York, Texas, or California, or even Florida, there's a lot of responsibilities. You want that executive experience. So, it is what it is. I see Cuomo's eyeing to try to get back. I don't know how he's going to do that. Time machine, maybe. He's got a time machine.
A time machine. I ain't got no damn time machines.
He probably wrote some clause that he can come back. I wouldn't trust Cuomo for as far as I could throw him. But Cuomo would have won hands down because he's got that confidence. He's got, that strut.
I don't know though. You gotta look at what we were talking about earlier. You got 60 counties in your state, Michael. 12 of them or 11 of them voted blue.
Got 60.
So 10 counties.
Oh, 62 counties.
62 total counties in the state, and 11 of them voted Democrat. And you are a Democratic state now. It's blue on the map. 67 counties in Pennsylvania. 10 of them voted Democrat, and that's where the power is that those 10 counties, that 1% of the state controls
the dense population. I mean, up here, it's
the denser population,
and most of these counties around are red in upstate New York. The other, I mean, if you think about New York City, New York City's got 8 million people
per county up there.
So New York, Brooklyn, Queens. I mean, you have a huge dense, not including Long Island, big dense population. But Long Island's a mixed bag. You got a lot of Republicans, so. But whatever. I mean, nothing's going to change.
Clearly not. So it's all. I mean,
this is the aftermath. Even with Republicans,
Long Island, you're right. Long Island is 90% red. There's one county is blue. The rest are red out of 4 in Long Island. Or maybe it's 5.
Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Screw all you.
There's
people.
5 counties down there in Long Island.
Long Island's really just Nassau and Suffolk County. So I mean, on Long Island there is Brooklyn and Queens and that type, but really Long Island. When we say Long Island, we're talking about Nassau and Suffolk. But it's what people want, right? It's how people vote, and you have to get out there. I don't know. There was a lot of failure, and there was no wave. And I think we all knew that. We said that on the election show, that none of us thought there was going to be some huge wave.
Wait, hold on. I gotta ask y'all something. So let me.
At the beginning of the show, I predicted blue balls and and red coming out of your eyes and everywhere.
So what is this now? Wait, who posted this? Gingrich calls for post-mortem review of midterms. GOP for reportedly winning popular vote. I'm just confused. So they won the popular vote overall. Yeah, well, that's cool. Vote. I mean, if they win the House,
GOP right
now
has
sense.
211 seats, and they need 218. They need 218 to rule it. Democrats had 198, and they lost 9 seats. So I don't know how you gain 7 and lose 9.
Yeah,
there's got to be something in there.
Yeah, so now they're still saying though that the GOP has a chance of taking the Senate with Walker. What's up, man?
The Senate, the GOP right now has 48, and the Dems have 47.
Well, that's weird. When I say they got 48 and 49, that's weird. Wait, what were you saying,
But
Jeff?
the Republican Party lost.
Wait, what? Oh, Jay's frozen. Never mind.
The Pubs lost a seat, and the Dems gained 1. So there you go there.
Jay, you were frozen there for a minute, man. You was off in some. I thought it was me for a minute, but it was you. You was in Neverland there for a minute.
In his time machine.
Actually, Christopher, you know what? We are going to give away some lightsabers tonight. Yes, we are. Now that you said it, let me break out the baby right here so she don't get all tangled up in wires and stuff. There she is. So, no, this is not the one we're giving away yet. This will probably be the last one we give away because this is my own private toy. I've been chasing dogs with, slicing up stepkids and shit like that. Having fun with it basically. Let me kill your awesome man. I have been hit. Whoa! See, I ripped my thing out of my ear and shit. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
It's dangerous for that thing, man.
Yeah, well, on Tuesday's show, he almost cut his face off with it. Hey,
I
Joe,
know
there's
what
a
was
question
that?
for you if you want to use it.
Wait, hold on a second. Oh, for the night. Okay, cool. Oh, all right, I see it up there. Oh, cool. Well, as long as you know the answer, we good. Yeah, actually, in a little while, guys, probably I'm gonna pull up one of the lightsabers we're gonna give away in a little while, and I will post it in the group with us, and you can take a look at them, and then we'll tell you what email will be the winner after you get what email with the correct answer will be the winner. There you go. How's that? And yes, I'll try to remember to give the email tonight. I've been forgetting to do that lately. I've been giving away a lot of stuff, but I keep forgetting to give the email. Yes, we got some books we're going to give away too tonight too, so you'll see some of them in a little while too. What do you mean? Who's my favorite president? Oh man, no, that's a tough call. My favorite president would be like if I could combine three of them together, like Reagan, Clinton, and Trump all in one president. Yeah, then I'd be a happy camper because you'd have an excellent economist, an excellent dealing with war, and an excellent with dealing with the people and knowing how to talk to them. Other than because Trump has issues talking to us. Let's just be honest about it. The man got good skills for dealing with foreign affairs and dealing with our enemies and dealing with our allies and making money for the country. He's got that under control. He just don't know how to talk to us. Maybe Elon Musk, now Elon Musk owns Twitter. Maybe Elon can help him with his tweets. I mean, somebody needs to. Michael was just talking about it earlier. I mean, he has been letting out some stupid stuff lately, and the fact that he's going to threaten DeSantis was stupid. I mean, it's not a threat, but
dumb.
still, oh, well, DeSantis, if you run in 2024, it may hurt your reputation. Yeah, Trump. Can't really hurt yours. Your reputation's pretty shot.
DeSantis got the red wave. He won by.
He got the red wave. He did. I mean, all the Republicans won with the landslide.
He's the only one. I mean, but really, he's the only one that got the big landslide like that. And people like him. I think he's well rounded, and people like him.
Yes.
He's a Rhodes Scholar,
and I've seen his wife and his kids on stage. They look good. I've seen Fetterman's wife. She just looks like a little chunky goth chick. You know who she looked like? Stephanie. That's who she looked like, Mike. You ought to check her out one afternoon. Yeah, she looked like Stephanie. It kind of freaked me out for a minute. It's like, is this Stephanie possessing this chick? Oh man, I'm running by. I'm never coming up north again.
Smack that mozzarella right there, man.
I don't know. It was a weird image. I got to say, it really was a weird.
Yeah,
image.
That's funny, man.
Carolyn,
things remind you of stuff, man. It's like on your mind. It's probably haunting you.
Carolyn
you see
Rice
Stephanie
is
in your house
writing in. Yeah, Carolyn Rice is writing in from New York City. She said she voted red this time in all aspects. Well, that was good. I mean, but if you're in New York, what part of New York are you in? I mean, New York is broke up, so and I imagine.
Then you got that Lindsey Graham, who's beating the drum for a national ban on abortion on the federal level. Like, you know what? There are people out there.
That's just a waste of time.
Yeah, but that scares people when they're about to vote and they hear this guy saying that, and then they don't want to lose their rights for that type of stuff. But whatever, man. They didn't work in unison. The Republicans, they were just really fragmented, and that's whatever. They need to get back together again. And if
they do, the party needs to be more organized and more attentive of its candidate. I mean, of its I was going to say listeners.
They need to de-Trumpify themselves. He lost a lot of followers in the last,
but not really, because when they did the work on this. Everybody kept saying, I kept listening to all the news medias, NBC, CBS, ABC, and all of them kept saying, oh, Trump did so poorly. But when they did the numbers, he only lost 20% of his candidates, lost 80% won.
Think of Trump,
that's better than anybody out there, man, by far.
Just think of him as a whole.
That's better than Biden.
The people that were around him were sycophants. He pays for them. The second they cross him, you see what happens out there in the media. He blows them away. You know what I liked about DeSantis? When Trump said all that stuff, he said, I'm not going to lower myself to respond. Oh, that was so refreshing, man. Not, just don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Yeah, and he did the right thing. And I like DeSantis. I would vote for him over anybody for president.
I like DeSantis too. I think he's a good guy.
I've seen him perform in emergency situations in Florida, situations that most of the country doesn't have, I mean, so he really performed, and I think he did a great job. they restored power quick, and everything was by the numbers. I think the guy knows what he's doing, and I think he's smart. He thinks about things. He's not like one of these others that are just namby-pamby, nothing in their head. So whatever. We'll see what happens. It's a long ways off, and then you get that Biden doesn't even know where he is. I don't know how he's going to make it to the election, and whoever he faces down, you got Trump threatening. Imagine threatening DeSantis not to run. How obnoxious and arrogant and foolish is that?
Well,
to say something like that, or suggest that he could be his VP or be positive. But Trump's not going to get there because he's already got a lot of stuff on him that people are already.
Well, right now Trump is the candidate. You know that, right? Right now Trump is the candidate. He's the one with the delegates, not DeSantis. DeSantis right now only has about 18% of the
I don't
delegates.
know, man. After this round,
this is as of right now. This is what it is.
After
DeSantis,
this round,
if they go up,
see where the House goes.
If they go up right now, DeSantis has only got 18% of the candidates.
I don't, but he
you want to know why? I'll tell you why.
He hasn't run, and you haven't heard him. They know him as Florida's governor. You haven't heard him talk about the presidency, so you can't really judge until it gets to that.
Oh yeah, actually you can. We've seen this many times. This is nothing new.
We'll see.
A lot of these people have already made it.
Instead of arguing with your defiance,
as of right now, you got Trumpers in control.
We will see this in the primaries.
There's not an argument.
Because right now you can't say
Trump's people are there.
The data is not available.
That's a simple thing. That's a simple numbers game. Right now, Trump's people's there.
If
Trump runs, Trump's your candidate, buddy. I put your whole next year's salary.
The data's not available. You can't make the choice. You can't
put your whole next year's salary on it. If Trump wins, he's got the Republican candidacy. It's as simple as that. And since he's the incumbent anyway, he's almost guaranteed to get it in the first couple of weeks.
Because there's no point in talking about it because there's no data.
What do you mean? That's like data? Where the hell have you been? There's data all over the place. They have been polling the candidates all year long.
Until they're
going to be polling them all next year long.
Until they run, you don't know. And then you have the Simpsons factor.
I told you when the Democrats run, Tulsi Gabbard was going to finish. All of these
things come true.
Bottom. I told you everybody what they were going to place.
So I think Trump's about to blow his stack, man. I think his blood pressure.
If Trump loses it, then Trump loses it, and then he don't have a chance. But until Trump loses it, he is the guy.
His ego would commit suicide.
Again, 80% of the winners this week are Trump candidates. So with that, you're not going to get it. They're not going to vote against it.
And who's he going to not? He's not going to. He's got to back people, right?
But that's what I'm saying. These are the people that will back him in the primaries. The people he just got through backing. He's already got the primary wrapped up.
He's such
and the GOP does not even deny it, Michael.
Jealous little mini, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the GOP does not even deny it that he is the candidate if he
billions
runs.
of dollars. He's such a jealous little mini.
Well, that's all it is. That sounds like Joe Biden or Obama, anybody else.
Joe Biden doesn't have any kind of money like Trump does, though.
No, he doesn't.
Got a little bit of money.
And Trump doesn't really need his money right now. He's got enough to, he's campaigning right now without spending any money because he's in the news. We're talking about him. So he's not going to have that much of a difficulty winning if he just
needs votes.
Puts his hands in his mouth.
And the Republican primary, it's a whole different world. And who knows how many people. Last time it was like 17. There's a lot of them, man. So we'll see. It's got to be meted out, and there's a lot to be. I don't know. There's a lot to be considered. That's for sure.
We got 2 years to go, but if he can keep the lid on his idiot statements and stop attacking people, if he stays
I couldn't vote for him.
Maybe he'll get there a little faster.
I couldn't vote for him myself, and I would never vote for a Democrat though. So it's
I don't know who I'm going to vote for in presidential. I guess we'll have to wait and see who's going to run. Yeah. I'm really feeling more that Trump, about halfway in a primary, will approach DeSantis and say, look, dude, be my VP for 4 years. Then you'll get 8 more years after that. And if you bring in someone like Tulsi or another female to run with you for those 8 years, you'll probably get another 4 or 8 years after that. So the Republicans have the chance of taking the next 20 years of presidency, and the Democrats know it. They have the people to do it.
And look what happened with him.
No, Pence. We knew Pence was never going to do it. Nobody liked Pence. Nobody liked Pence. I hated him from day one.
Dislike him.
I never liked Pence. I thought Pence was an idiot. I just got to be honest with you. I thought Pence was an
he was a
idiot.
standard conservative, really. I mean, that's
And he's
it.
extremely religious. That's one of the
You
reasons why I
gotta
didn't like him. He
stand
was
up for
always
yourself.
invoking God.
It's his own deal. As long as
You
it doesn't
know
get in the
who
way.
what Christopher? What are you talking about? Who's going to run for president? You mean Newsom? Yeah, we want Newsom to run. Anybody who's anti-Democrat right now wants Newsom to run. Newsom's an idiot. Oh yeah,
People
Newsom,
don't like.
he's got too much. He's got too much garbage.
You
on
know,
him.
like when you go through the country, people love New Yorkers for some reason. I don't know why, but people don't like people from California. They roll their eyes all the time. Like California.
I don't know. California people are weird. New Yorkers
especially
are weird.
Colorado, Texas, because they're invading.
If you're not from the South, we think you're weird. So that's just how that works.
Well, everybody thinks you're from the South.
If you're not from the heartland of the South, see, we got the biggest chunk of the country. We're the heartland and the South, so we own the biggest part of the country. Y'all get the little northeast up there in California. You got out there in the skirts of the West Coast. All the rest of the country is southern.
You guys are too busy
Central.
wrestling alligators, man. So
Man, we got some. We pay people to do that for us. What are you talking about, man? No, I'm just teasing. Dean, to be honest with you, you can ask Michael and Jay. You mean who do I want personally to run for president? Man, if I had to pick someone right now at the moment that I would vote for, it would be DeSantis. I just know right now he don't have the the delegates to win. But maybe if Trump does some crazy stuff, he has been a little crazy lately, and DeSantis does some wizard stuff down in Florida. I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, Florida's running so good right now. I don't know what else he can do for it. So, no one on the Democrat side can beat him. They've already polled that. They've already polled to see if anybody can run against DeSantis. When he runs against Biden, it's like a 3-1 vote against Biden for DeSantis. But the problem has been and still is that he has to get past Trump in the primary. And right now, that's an impossibility, especially with the 80% margin Trump just won. That really going to make it hard for anybody to beat him in a primary because these people are going to back him. You heard Marjorie Taylor Greene just yesterday, who won in a landslide. Don't run if you're a popular governor or somebody else because we're going to come after you. And that's their own party. So is it worth running against Trump? Do you want all your stuff aired out in public? Because you know it's going to be aired in the public. So is that somewhere you want to go? That's what you're going to have to think about. And is that a headache that DeSantis wants to know? I agree with you, Taylor. She is a nut job from hell, man. Oh, my God, that woman is insane. How she got in office is, when I see certain people like her and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and a couple of others, McConnell, I have to wonder about the people who are voting for these people. I think to myself, would I really want to live in that district of the United States? Is that somewhere that I want to call home? And every time it comes back to me as no, the big F no. It is. Christopher, you've asked me that 100 times. You mean the Battlefield Earth poster behind me? No. I'm never giving it away. When I got it, it was worth about $3,600. Now it's worth about $6,000. I'm keeping it. That thing's gonna stay there forever. Yeah, y'all can just watch it as it grows in value. That works for me. That really works for me. Right now, the election hasn't been called. They're favoring the Republicans to win the House, and it's a coin toss on the Senate. It looks like the Democrats are going to take one more seat, and then if the Republicans take the Walker seat, it'll just be a tie like it is right now. So it won't really matter because if they got the House, it doesn't matter. They really need the House and the Senate so they can force some bills across Joe's desk. Because if not, we're just going to end up in a bunch of battles and nothing's going to happen for the next 2 years. It's just going to be a bunch of bullshit.
It'll be lame duck, blame game.
Stagnant.
And we can't take stagnant. People are suffering.
I like Carrie Lake. I do. I don't know if she's going to win or not.
Let's talk
her.
about something like for real. Is that people's pockets? What's going on with diesel and what's going on with home heating oil? They're already rationing it in places like Connecticut. It's not even cold yet. This is the week where things get cold, and then it'll be nights in the mid-20s in the daytime in the low 40s. So, it's time to crank up those heaters, right? But man, it's a mess out there. And then there's shortages for everything. There's shortages of diesel, so trucks aren't going to be able to make the runs they normally make. I don't know. I
feel for you Yankees, man. We don't have them kind of problems down here. We got oil refinery like 30 miles down the road. Even after Katrina wiped out all the gas stations.
Well, instead of laughing in people's faces, I think it's more important to feel feel for people in this country because they're not represented and they're
People,
under. You know,
I'm gonna tell you, like I tell all my
if
friends
it's
that
good in
live
your
up
area,
north,
that's great.
move to
But
the
we'll
south.
talk about the rest of the country where people are going to suffer for sure, and they're already thinking they can't put the thermostat up because prices are so high.
I
You
say we
know,
should concede the top half of the country to Canada, and everybody else should move south.
Canada's got more problems than anybody.
I
That's
know
for
they do.
sure.
That's why I'm gonna send y'all up there.
Every
I'm
person I
gonna
know from there is a
sacrifice all of
raging
Canada.
asshole.
Oh,
so
Derek.
really,
Well, we got. Let me stress some of this stuff in one of the chats. So, which chat am I in? Oh, this
I
is. This
don't
must be
take Canadians seriously when they talk. Put that way.
Well, I wouldn't blame you. So with Trump, Trump hadn't aired out his taxes, but the New York special attorney did. So she got all of his stuff and aired it out. Come to find out, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing
She's
they can
been on
do.
his ass. That's her personal
Yeah.
vendetta.
So unfortunately for her, nothing's going to come to it. I kept sitting here thinking the other day, how is Trump going to run with all this shit on his back? I mean, don't get me wrong. He had all this stuff on him when he ran the last time, and Russia and everything, and he still won. But COVID kicked his ass. But COVID's kind of in the back door now. And I'm thinking, how can he run with all this? Well, they're already debunking the FBI. You notice this? We're a year and a half out from 2 years out from this next election, and they're already going after the FBI. By the time we get to the next election, the FBI will have zero credibility by anybody in this country. So that's going to be a thing they're going to use right there. There are going to be other things they're going to use. The country will still be a shithole like it is right now. Crime will still be up. Immigration will still be through the floor. Gas will still be high, and inflation will still be here. So yeah, we're going to see a red wave then because they'll have learned from this time. Well, this blue shit didn't work.
You know what? 2 years from now is a long time, man. You know, on the show the other night when I was like, "Hey, we'll all be 2 years older."
Not really.
Man. Two
Not
years
really.
is a long time.
Let's be realistic and stop for a minute. Let's take
Joe, you're pushing 60, Joe. You're gonna be at that 6-0
50,
2 years,
baby. So I'm only 58. I still got a couple of years, but regardless, that
in
doesn't
2
really,
years you'll be the big 6-0, man.
Yeah, man. I'm
How are you gonna
happy
feel at 60? You got Joe Biden. Come on, you think he's gonna be alive by then?
No, but what you're not thinking about is eight years back. You got to go backwards in time and thinking about Obama's 8 years. Nothing changed in the whole entire 8 years. Nothing.
Under Obama,
and that's what you're going to see for the next 2 years
worse.
under Joe Biden.
Gas prices skyrocketed.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing changed. She never changed anything. Just like Biden's not going to change anything. The next 2 years is going to be the same as the first 2 years. It's going to be just like it was under Obama. Nothing's going to change.
With the same. We need to fix things now.
We can. We cannot change anything until 2024.
Biden said
technically 2025 is the earliest we can change it.
He said that in the last hours of the election. No new drilling. He's not interested. They're talking about trying.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing's going to change.
Refract places. They're denying them. So this is a problem that we have. And it's a huge problem. And he's going to blame the Republicans. They're going to blame him. No one's going to get stuff done. Can people last another 2 years under this horse shit? That's my question.
They lasted 8 years under Obama, and it wasn't near as bad as it is right now. I mean, it's not as bad now as it was then. So I mean, yeah, they can do another 2 years easy.
Under Barack Obama, your average American across the country lost 1/3 of their wealth. A third. I mean, that's a huge amount. You know, his friends did well. The wealthy people did well.
Yeah, of course
they know how to move
the
money around. But the regular old working people are the ones that get thumped on. You know, and he mocked people about the closing factories. You know, mocked the so-called white Christian conservatives who hug their Bibles and guns with their cushy factory jobs. Obama's never had a cushy factory job, I guess. You know, I would never describe those environments as cushy. You know, so we don't have that representation. So if people are going to last another 2 years, they're going to have to, but they're not going to be happy about it.
Well, I'm happy to. Guys, this is Emily. Emily, this is Jay on the bottom down here, Michael up there on the right, the crazy bastard, and myself over here. And
y'all, I'm in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Well, hello.
Kentucky
Mitch
girl,
McConnell country.
I've been to Kentucky a few times over the years.
Mitch McConnell, I'll just tell you this. I am a registered Republican, and I'm more libertarian than anything, but I am a registered Republican. I do not know one Republican in our state in my family that votes for Mitch. We ditched Mitch a long time ago. The only thing I could think that he gets in there is it's cheating. It has to be at this point. To be.
You know, it's it's I don't know. It's a strange thing with Mitch.
That's
I
the
don't
good
know.
old boys
Couple
network.
of these
You
ones.
kidding me?
Yeah, yeah.
That
it
is
good
it. We
boys.
got good. We in the smaller the cities or the smaller the towns or the smaller the population in a state, it is a good old boys club. I fought that here locally for many years, and I'm like the black sheep, and I will be the black sheep until the day I die, as long as it's the truth.
Well,
So
it's
how
close
close are you to whiskey country?
Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Louisville and Lexington's an hour and a half away from me.
Oh, she good. She close to the booze, man.
I love our good bourbon. Here, Kentucky basketball. I played basketball all of my life. I'm 5'9". Bourbon. I love bourbon and some horses. I used to train horses back in the day. My dream was to be a jockey, but I was always too tall, so that wasn't happening. And then what people don't understand, I guarantee any kind of disco ball that you run across, it came from the state of Kentucky. We are the mass producers of disco balls.
Oh Lord.
Oh wow,
That's funny. That's cool.
So we party.
apparently,
We
producer
party.
of
We have
Republicans,
sports. What is it?
Also, it appears a mass producer of Republicans. I'm looking at your state, 120 counties, 3 voted Democrat, and those
I voted.
All the 2 of them are Louisville and Lexington.
That's our biggest cities. But I voted Democrat for our governor Bashir because our Republican governor was so bad.
An idiot.
Bevan, and I deep dived into Brady Industries. I don't know if you all know who that is. And I exposed him, and I was laughing stock of my town. I got harassed. I got Bill Ashland. I called a cult. Would drive by my house, honk horns all hours of the night. It was absolutely crazy. And then when it was all said and done, Brady Industries never opened. It was a scam. It was a aluminum company coming in for Eastern Kentucky, using some property here to build this, was promising so many jobs, actually put kids to school. His name is Craig Bouchard. I called him Craig Douchard. And me and Craig went head to head on his Facebook page. I get blocked. Everybody, and then all said and done, it was a scam. And what do I hear after that? Crickets. Nothing.
Well, yeah, they're not going to admit that they were wrong. We can forget that.
So I'm about ready to drop 2 more bombs on my area here soon. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I won't go after the holidays because it's going to be hard to take with cognitive dissonance.
Well, you got to stay involved. That's how you change things. I mean, unfortunately, in the old days, it was a little easier to change things than it is now. But
how
we
are
have a
things
big
in
voice.
Kentucky? How are things in Kentucky, like food prices, oil prices, that type of thing? So I know it's not really a state that if you don't need to go there, you don't need to go there. You know, like Indiana. People have to drive to if you're going somewhere. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of stuck with Ohio and Indiana, even Pennsylvania. But like Kentucky's different, and it's a little laid back. But I know there's a lot of poverty there too.
Oh, we are super. I'm in the number 1 area. I call it the armpit of America. We were the number 1 area of poverty for a long time with the statistics and stuff that they got. I live in a tri-state area. I live in Ashland, Kentucky. Then 2 minutes across the river is Ironton, Ohio, and then right up the road, 20 minutes is Huntington, West Virginia. If you watch the documentary called Heroin on Netflix, that is Huntington, and the brown bag ladies actually go to my church. So we live in a low poverty. It's absolutely horrendous. I think the best industry around, all of the industry left. Our CSX left. We still have Marathon, but that's the good old boys club. And not very many people work at that plant now. Every industry, King's Daughters Medical Center, I got laid off with that. 600 and some layoffs. I worked there. They're getting ready to sell out to UK Medical. Like, we don't have anything. Armco Steel is gone. That whole steel plant is gone. After Biden, by the way. After Biden.
Oh, yeah. Well,
this all happened.
That doesn't surprise me.
So steel is gone. Coal is gone. It's pretty bad. So, but you know, I love my state, and I'm hoping to run for office the next go round. Kentucky, we even in poverty levels, we work hard. I'm going to get emotional. Oh my goodness. We had that big, huge tornado that went through in December of last year that almost wiped out the whole freaking state. I used every bit of my savings to help my family. I helped my family, but we always bounce back. We always, when push comes to shove, Kentucky knows how to help each other out, and I love my state. I'm glad I was born. Now my city is a whole other. My city that I live in is a whole other story. The city could do a lot better, and they do not have individuals with anything with business acumen, or it's all about for themselves what they can get out. They don't care about the taxpayer where I'm at, and there's a lot of scandal, especially with the police force and things. And I'm telling you, in January, I'm dropping 2 big, huge bombs in January on my local government, and it's going to be a mess. My mom's like, "Don't do it, Emily. You got a son in middle school. You got a son in middle school, and that's something we have to worry about in smaller communities. And I think that's why a lot of people
because you get bullied or picked on or something.
Yeah, I don't want my son to be extradited or marked out for what I'm saying, but it's all the truth. And believe me, when I put it out, I have all the facts, I have all the receipts, everything when I finally put it out.
And it's the best way to do it, because I try to get involved in as much as I can, and if I can, I always can come here and rant and rave, which is nice, because I know we got close to 2 million listeners tonight, so it's we know they're listening. And somebody said the other day, "We listen to everything you're saying." I said, "Yeah, y'all so full of it sometimes." I can judge by some of the comments I see, because we have all the 8 pages I can see off of those, and then all my messengers, and I got 3 personal pages that are each maxed out, so that I'm constantly getting taxed off of or texted off of them.
I'll say one more thing, and then I'll let everybody else talk. For change to happen, we can sit and look at the presidential elections. We can sit and look at the Senate and the representative elections and stuff. But for change to really truly happen, it has to happen within the cities.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. We have voted the same people in my town over and over. One guy is actually, I'll say it, I called it out. I released this. Nobody else knew this. He's a minister. He's supposedly a coach. They call him coach, but he was never a coach. He was a water boy. His name is Marty Good. And when he was 24, he was married, and he got a 13-year-old girl pregnant. And 13, 7th grade. My son's in 6th grade. 13-year-old girl pregnant, divorced his wife, had to wait till she turned 14, took her to Virginia, married her, and then she had the baby when she was 14. And then they divorced later on. And I found the marriage certificates. It's all public stuff. I exposed this thing 2 years ago, which we know predators and stuff hide under titles of coach, pastor, teacher, judge, all that kind of stuff. Exposed it, put it over there. He took me to court twice to sue me, and he lost both times. And I represented myself. His sister was his attorney. Represented myself, and everything I had was the truth, and it was public record. I did not dig deep into finding anything else. And so they're still voting this guy in. So for change to happen, we have to have the change happen in our small communities, our cities, our counties, and things like that. And unfortunately, with the area I'm in, we see that people, they don't like change. They really don't. So it's gotten really bad in my area.
They're afraid of change, and they've been threatened. People don't. These politicians, all they do is threaten people. They don't say, "Hey, we're going to fix this. We're going to make things great. We're going to do all this. I'm going to fix your roads and all that." No, they threaten you. You're like the other guy. It's going to be doom and gloom. You're going to die. And that's pretty much it.
No,
it's narcissism.
But you do have great bourbon.
It's narcissism. And you're right about change. I mean, I went to school in Savannah, Georgia for a long, long time. I lived there for 13 years. And we have a joke about the city of Savannah. And the joke goes, how many Savannians does it take to change a light bulb? Change? So nobody wants to change. But the thing is, the problem is, and we saw it in the election results. I mean, the red wave wasn't there. I mean, we saw it sort of kind of happened, then it didn't.
I don't know.
But
we got a red splash, I think.
Joe said it on Tuesday. The problem is the big cities. Why are these big cities in every state voting Democrat? Why? Why are all the Democrats?
I will never. You know what? I've been in Baltimore. I've been in New York. I've been in DC. I've been in LA. I've been in San Francisco. I've been in New Orleans. I've been in Chicago, and it's always the same nasty, dirty, crappy city, and it's always the same people running it. And I'll never understand, and everybody always bitches about how crappy their city is and how it's being run, but no one ever changes it. And I don't get it. I just don't understand. I mean, you live there. I mean, I would vote whoever.
Ugh.
New York's nasty, dirty, man.
But like New York City,
So is
same
New
thing.
Orleans,
You had
so.
Charles Rangel that was in
New
there.
York City's dirty, Mike.
How many offenses?
Oh wait,
he has
we
against him?
got
All
we got
these-
to pause for a
all these
second. I got to
epic
give this. Hold on, Michael. I got to give this
charges that
lightsaber
he
away,
says
man.
that is
Oh,
yeah.
Jay, you're going to do the question. We're going to take number 25.
What's a lightsaber? What am I missing here? I don't
Oh yeah,
know
we're
yet.
giving away lightsabers. We hooked up with one of the advertisers. One of our advertisers does lightsabers, and I met him in.
Okay.
this is
At
not the
the-
one.
I was
being
in
given away.
Utah.
Luke,
at
I'm
the,
not your father.
See, they like these. I was see, like this one. This one's not being
Oh.
given away yet.
That's
but
blue. You need to be red. You gotta be
this
red.
is actually I'm getting.
I got a Lego set for you guys too, if you want that. Man.
I'm gonna give you a Lego set, you bastard. But anyway, wait. Now you made me forget what the hell I was doing. Let me go
That's
find this
funny.
real quick. But we give them away. The advertising company gives them away. And see, is this up there yet? See if it posted up yet. See, this is
I don't want
Qui-Gon
one
Jinn.
unless it works.
This thing
I
is
wanna be able to cut stuff.
$350.
That sounds like something I would get at a flipping
Yeah.
Chinese
So-
restaurant.
Yeah. So this
I'm gonna
one
order
right
the
here,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn. I know it does,
Yeah.
like Bok
Qui-Gon.
Choy. Yeah. So this one's $342. That's what it is. So this is what they're donating. Because we've given away a couple of 600. We're giving away a 500. We're giving a 700. We're giving away Ray's lightsaber later, probably tonight or tomorrow. So they're expensive. They're make great gifts if you want to give them away to somebody. I know we're giving away what's his name, Master Windu's sometime
Does it
this week as
vibrate?
well.
It looks like an adult toy, man.
Yeah,
Does it, like,
it's
do
big,
something?
dude. So
Like,
look,
can you
this
use it or
thing,
something?
mine is
Personal massager, Michael.
mine is 3.5 foot tall, and it'll do
Is it a
anything you want it to do.
massager?
Actually, yeah, they're cool as hell. Actually, so
That would
it's
make more
it's one of
sense if
those
it
things.
was.
Well, we seen somebody look good, somebody disappeared
Oh,
on
no,
us.
I'm blue. I have my blue light on. I'm sorry.
That's even cooler.
But
It's,
he said 3.5 foot. It got me flustered. It reminds me of my ex-husband. I'm just kidding, everybody. I'm kidding.
It's premium quality, you know.
Wait.
This is premium quality. Woohoo! I don't know. It's aluminum, man. Aluminum's not good for you, though. It's bad metal. Stainless steel.
They're
I
made
like
out
that.
of mostly aircraft
This is be
aluminum. The
space
handles
age. It's supposed to be space age, man. The Jedi.
Actually,
You
to
gotta
be
be
honest with you, the original ones, what they
Jedi.
used were
I'll
were
take
the,
my katanas.
the
At least they
battery
work.
handles.
Hey,
for-
there
for,
you are. Look at that. Hey, there we
plastic.
go. Make me feel like I'm at Mardi Gras. I'm gonna throw
There
some
she
beads
is.
around. Oh wait, Jay,
You
did
got
you read
Christmas.
the question? I wasn't listening.
You got Halloween.
No, I haven't read the
Couple
question yet.
things.
Are we
No, let
ready?
Jay read the question. It's going to be email 25 with the right question. So Jay, read the question, and then you can tell
With
me
the,
the
with
answer.
the
after a
correct
while.
answer. So, how was
Internet
the
going?
sound
Internet's
for the
fine.
lightsabers created for the original 1977 movie? How did they create the sound for the lightsabers in
And
1977?
don't ask me, people. Somebody just texted me. Joe, can you tell me?
1977. Hold on, I want to guess with this. How did they create the sound?
You were breaking
It's,
up. I didn't hear what you said. Did you guys hear what you said?
Let's see.
Something
All right,
about the sound in
young,
1977. I'm assuming the creator of.
How did they create the
of
sound for the lightsabers for the 1977 movie?
I don't know. And I know today it's a whole different way. So now they just put it on a little board and bzz, bzz, bzz. My dog.
Like it
I remember
has.
seeing
Does it
that
deal
one
with a
time, but
musical
I forgot what it
instrument?
was.
you know,
Musical instrument?
Nope.
no, Jay's like,
Hold on.
he ain't going to tell you the truth
Musical
anyway because
instrument.
you don't want to give
If
him.
I was,
Really unorthodox.
He's going to lie to you anyway.
Hold on. Are you talking about how they power
We can't give it away
up,
till-
or how
till
they?
Joe gets 25 answers.
Oh, see, she got specific. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Are you talking about powering up or the sound?
Look, see.
The
Okay,
correct
no, I'm
answer does
detailed.
for both how they when you move them they make the sound and when you turn them on and turn them off. Yes.
Hold on, give
Oh,
me a
okay.
second.
So all of it. It's together.
This
okay.
is 1977, right? So they probably were filming
Well,
this in
actually, probably closer to 76 when they started making
Okay.
the movies. But yeah, the movie came out in 77.
Well, look at the people
there
hitting
is
my
the guy
email.
who did it was Ben
Jesus.
Burt, and he was a fantastic sound guy. And he still works for Lucasfilm, I think.
If I was in 1976, this is before I was born, everybody. So I'm telling you my age.
Oh my
And-
God, she's a
and-
baby.
I am a little bit, somewhat, but I have some wisdom here. If I was okay, and the sound of the lightsaber, and it deals with both the powering up and then the force be with you, whatever, fighting, right? It's both.
The entire sound
Oh my
effect, yes.
goodness.
Yes.
Can you tell me what it starts with?
Okay, anyway, while they're doing that, guys and
No,
girls,
tell me.
we're gonna move on to something else while
No,
they're playing
don't
with
move
that.
on. No, Joe, this is fun. Jay, can you just tell me what it might start with?
No, I can't. We get not till Joe gets 25 answers in his email. We can't give it away.
Yeah, he can't give it away.
So this is a giveaway, though. This is a giveaway.
We're giving away. So
Okay.
we're giving away
It's a
2
giveaway
lightsabers tonight, and we're giving away 3 sets of Right of the Futures anthologies and a couple of the Fear audio tapes. We
Okay.
give away a lot of shit. Until January 1st, we will be giving away shit nonstop. It's one of the ways we keep listeners during the holidays. To be honest with you, and during the holidays in the old days, because originally the station was UFO Paranormal Radio Network, which we still own.
I'm going to throw out a Moog, is what I'm throwing out. A Moog synthesizer is what I'm thinking of. Like, you know how you have that? No.
Jay's like, no.
You have that, like, antenna that comes off of a synthesizer. Do you all know what a synthesizer is?
Yes.
Because I grew up in a musically talented family, so I use that in paranormal investigating. I do
very
that.
familiar with the
Okay, that's what I was
that.
thinking of. Okay, well, I'm wrong. All right, tell us now.
Okay, let's
Arno
see.
Moog
Who's
has
there?
no
People,
dog in this
nope,
fight.
can't text me, people. You're not going to win if you text my phone, and you shouldn't even be texting my phone anyway during our show. You have to send it to my email. I'm sorry. And no, we don't do call-ins. We only do call-ins when we're on Skype. We're on StreamYard tonight. So, and if you call in from the live station, speaking of which, I'm glad y'all said that because I need to double check something over here. There's something sent me. You gotta email me at iCarCox.net. Do not
Put your email down at the bottom of the scroll so people who are listening and watching, they can see it.
It is. So anyway, people, it's ICAR. It's real easy at Cox.net. And I'll put it on the scroll for the people who watch it. But for everybody who's listened, which is 99% of everybody listens to us, yes, ICAR at Cox.net. Well, I know the regular listeners know the email because y'all harass me on it anyway. So when y'all call me and tell me about Michael's crazy and stuff, and did somebody drop him on his hip and he's a baby and shit. Probably somebody did drop him on his hip. He's 6'5", so I mean it's a long fall, man.
Yeah.
So
the air is thin up there, right, Michael?
Yeah, the air is kind of thin up there, man. You got to watch it, especially when you're way up in New York. Oh, I'm sorry, Glenn. I meant to answer your question earlier. So starting from the bottom with Emily, she's from Kentucky. Jay is from Pennsylvania. Mike is in New York, and I'm in New Orleans. Well, no, actually, tonight I'm in Pass Christian, Mississippi. I'm on the Gulf Coast. I got a place in the
so
coast.
much stuff going on in Pennsylvania, by the way.
Yeah.
But
Yes, it is.
throw that out there.
The cat.
And then there's some horror cat thing on my screen scaring the crap out of me. Okay. Wait.
I gotta know the answer about the lightsabers.
Well,
stuff
we got. Well, I'll let Jay tell us.
I think my guess was good though, Jay. I think I had a good guess. Moog?
Not even
A
close.
synthesizer?
Jay's like, no. Jay's like, no.
Not even close.
What do you mean, Denise? Wait. You want to
Hey,
win?
But it's a good guess.
You're not entirely off the mark. The sound effect that Ben Burt eventually winds up using, to his ears, he thought it was musical, but it is not a musical instrument.
No, what happened? We lost Michael. I guess he got.
I guess the air got really thin.
No,
he'll come back.
I think he just got. I just think he got locked up. It's we got a lot of people writing in. A lot, out of so I've given away 8 lightsabers so far, totaling about $3,000, and 5 of them are outside the U.S. And this company doesn't even mind shipping them to them. Well, Mexico City was a winner. London, there was a winner in London. And I noticed some of the people writing in tonight are from Spain, Germany, Portugal, Australia. Shit, they're from all over the place. And, though, I got to say this. I do miss my Russians. We had a big following in Russia for a long time. And then Putin went batshit crazy. So our following in Russia.
I'm sorry. It's a theremin is what I'm talking about. It's a theremin. Hold on.
I love Jay.
Theremins were used for Star Trek, not Star Wars.
Look at that. Jay knows.
Hold on. I have a video if I can share.
Bob says he might know.
Hold on.
Bob wants to get in on this conversation.
I want people to know what this is, though. If I can share a screen here in a second. I'm pulling this up. And this is why.
I am Bob.
Hold on. Oh, What's this doing? Hold on.
She's
No, I
having
don't mean to
issues
do
there.
that. I am
Somebody's
having
having
technical
issues over
issues.
there. Oh, Michael, you made it back, babe?
You know what? My other computer's doing a swan song routine, so I have to go on my other little one now.
Yeah, I was wondering because I was talking to you and then you kind of froze. I was like,
All you guys were freezing up, and I looked at my
Yeah.
other computer, and it wasn't doing that.
yeah,
So
everybody's kind of been taking turns, and I don't know what that's about.
don't buy a Dell. You
It's
know what?
Joe's internet. It's affecting everybody.
Yeah, no, actually, mine's actually been behaving itself tonight.
Anything
Yeah,
that
you haven't
Dell
frozen
is
up yet.
bad.
No,
Dell
yeah,
is
actually,
bad.
after me and the,
Hold on. Everything paused.
she's gonna bring it up.
I sent a
Hold up
request to
there.
share my screen. This is the Moog Theremin, and this is where I got the whoomp whoomp from. And I just want people to be able to understand where I came from.
It is, yeah. It's not
You know, but a lot of people don't know. So let's play this for just like 10, 15 seconds. Here we go. This is Ghostbusters is what this is.
What the hell? I need some good drugs to listen to this, people.
You can do.
Well, they use the
with
theremin
that.
to make some of the ghost effects in Ghostbusters, and it's also
Dude,
in the
I
beginning
have
of the
one.
theme
I
for Star
have
Trek.
is.
I
Yeah,
need
it's
some good
Ghost.
drugs.
This is why I thought of theremin or what I said. So that's why I went there. But
What was that thing Led Zeppelin
There we go.
used back in the day?
All right.
Kind of similar, right?
Christopher, I'll make
Are
Jake
you
give you all
talking
the
about a
answers.
violin bow across the guitar?
No. That one that
They did
Robert
that.
Plant used. What song remains the same, or Dazed and Confused, wasn't it? That woo.
Ghostbusters.
It was some kind of thing that, you know,
Get her.
you just had to be close to it, and then it picked up your vibe. You know what I mean? So
It's kind of like a REM
I'm
pod.
not sure about that, but I do know for a
musically.
fact that Jimmy Page did use a violin bow on his guitar several times.
yeah, but I'm not talking
Particularly
about
on
that. I'm talking about the other stuff. Talking about the other one.
All right, you weirdo.
I gotta mute myself. That was funny.
Okay. No, I'll make Jay give out the answer in a few minutes. Actually, getting back to some news while we're waiting on some answers to come in. Oh no, we'll give away the books in a little while. You know, I'm not giving you a set of books if you win the damn lightsaber. Come on, people, you're getting greedy now.
This is fun.
Just
The
stop.
lightsaber
Anyway.
or bust.
So, all right. Now it's a good question. So, Carolyn, who wrote in earlier, the one from New York City, who wrote in, and by the way, she's in AOL's district. I mean AOC's
AOC.
AOL didn't I? Yeah, God, I didn't even know AOL still exists.
Lord have mercy.
AOC's district. She wants to know: is it possible in 2024 to turn New York red?
Yes.
It is
It's
possible
me.
with the way it is right now and the way things have been
Well,
going.
they got Obama up there. They started bringing in Obama. He came out of the basement from his position, got in Joe Biden, which Joe Biden likes to be in the basement too. They brought Obama up there to try to liven up the crowd, I guess. I don't know what he was doing. He gave some speeches. I do believe in 2024, New York has a good possibility of being red.
I do too. I think they might flip them. I don't think they'll flip the. I don't think they'll flip the mayor, but they might flip the governor.
Right. And what they did to the small business, I have several. Everybody, I have 3 bachelors, 2 masters, and 3 minors. I was a freaking professional student in my 20s. I did not know what the hell I was doing, but I got my degrees. With New York, and I have family up there that were hardcore Democrats, and I'm going to tell you this last year talking to them, and what happened with New York under COVID and everything, they are seriously thinking about switching the ballot. So if I have personal family members that's telling me this, I'm almost positive that other people are thinking the same thing. I think New York has the possibility of going red. And it's not Trump. I'll say that. I love Trump. He's the reason why I got my bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, and I can tell that on another show or something that we talk about. But I honestly think that people are waking up to how they were affected during this pandemic, whatever they want to call it.
I agree. A lot of people woke up from it. It's one of the things. Well,
Mhm.
Mike, Mike was doing
Not enough, but yeah.
tracing for a while.
Mhm.
I mean, there was a couple of years. I mean, that was a year or two. Mike was doing tracing COVID cases. The only
Contact
bitch part about
tracing,
it, yeah.
in the case.
Anytime him and I talked about this, we got booted off a whole network. I mean, a whole page.
I lost everything in April 2021.
Yeah, we did. We've lost
Every-
2 whole pages over this. And all I said was this pissed me off so bad. I said, look, people, the CDC changed their things on COVID. And I said, Michael is a case tracer. And we talked a little bit about it, and bam. So I wrote to him and said, well, wait a minute. This is what the guy does for a living, man. I'm like, how can you say he's wrong when he's the one doing it for a living? And they're like, well, that's what the CDC said. And I said, no, this is what the CDC said. They changed their page. Have you updated? So what was funny about it, they hit us on 2 other pages. Well, they wouldn't give us that page back. But on the other 2 pages, they said, okay, well, we're going to let it go because they changed the rules. I'm like, well, give us the other page. No, they're like, F you, buddy. You ain't getting your page back.
But it pissed me off because I'm a vaccine ambassador. I have a certificate from Johns Hopkins. I'm qualified to talk about the vaccine.
You're
That's all.
supposed to be.
It's that simple. It's that simple. They hired me to talk about the vaccine with parents.
You opposed it, though, right? You opposed it, right?
Me?
I hope you did. And if
you know, the
did,
vaccine.
we got some discussions we got to talk about.
I didn't argue with people about the vaccine. It was up to the individual if they wanted to get it or not. What I was seeing as a contact tracer, the vaccine, I don't know, it helped people, but if they didn't have it, they were a lot worse off. I could say that out of the thousands of people that I dealt with in that time frame, you know. So the boosters and all that.
It's also gotten COVID.
It's very
Everyone
difficult.
I know
Yeah,
has gotten the
it
COVID
wasn't supposed
Well,
to.
I will tell you this.
It wasn't supposed to prevent COVID. It was actually supposed to just.
What's
It's
the
not
vaccine
even
for?
preventing
That's what they
COVID. I'm going to
they-
tell you this. My dad's a Vietnam veteran. He was a Screaming Eagle 101st. Okay. There's movies about my dad's platoon. All right. And we are dealing with a baby boomer generation that was raised off television to trust the news. Period. These are brainwashed CIA. You can call it MK Ultra if you want to. I don't know. But I try to warn my dad about the vaccines. He took 2 vaccines and a booster. He coerced my mom into taking 2 vaccines. My brother and myself, we communicated. We have children and everything. My brother's still married and stuff. None of us took the vaccines. In this last year and a half, my dad has been in the hospital 3 times, never has been, with heart disease. My mom is in stage 4 kidney failure, and they're talking about having a kidney transplant for my mom, and she's never had kidney disease. So my dad would always say, Emily, I don't believe you because it's not in the news. Now, my dad has started saying in the last 6 months, I believe you. What you're saying is coming to truth and coming to pass. I have a 350-page binder here in my home of all the patents and everything assigned to COVID, vaccines. I know how medical industry works. I worked in it for 13 years and I got laid off. Not that I'm a nurse or anything, but I know how coding, I know how billing, I know how all of that works on the administration side. This is a scam. This was planted and plotted, and this is genocide. And every being I have, everything. I even have all of Fauci's emails on my website. I have pushed this out, and Robert Kennedy Jr. has an amazing book that I read, and it's hard to read in many aspects if you don't know business and you don't know medical terminology, but he has a book called The Real Anthony Fauci. You need to look at that because it also talks about the AIDS pandemic and all that stuff that happened in the late 80s, early 90s, and then how it might be portrayed now. And I'm telling you, this is criminal in all aspects of life. This is planned. This is genocide. It's depopulation. And we got monsters in positions that we need to destroy in every aspect.
There's no question that COVID is a bioengineered weapon. There's no question. That's
It's bioweapons. And China, do you all know Ukraine? This brings in China. It's not China that the media put out. There's a location in Ukraine called China, Chyna, that's a bio lab. And I'll just tell you this, and I don't want to go into this. I know that you all like we're going over here on this because I've talked to Joe and stuff. This is a whole other show, but the biolabs. Wait till you find out the biolabs. I got the biolabs before they deleted it off the embassy website. It's on my website actually. I was like, oh my gosh, biolabs in Ukraine. I go to the embassy. They have to put this stuff. It's all funded by the DoD. And I pulled 9, but there's like, I think there's 12 or 15 biolabs in Ukraine that, I mean, the United States, we've been the bad guys for a very long time. Taiwan's another area. I already have those biolabs pulled. I'm just waiting for China to break open with that, with the biolabs. This is deep and this is genocide, and they've planned this for a long time. They really have, and it's sad. But genocide every decade, as long as I've gone through history, has had genocide, and a particular demographic or stuff is also, pushed to destroy. And I think it's this white folk right now. They're